I used to be really bad at trying to talk to people, especially new people, people I have never met before. I'm in a new situation. I need to either get something from someone, or I need to talk to someone to get more information, whatever it may be. I struggled with trying to approach, trying to figure out what words to say once I actually walk up to them. It was a lot. One of the best things about my job is the fact that I'm constantly forced to overcome that fear, overcome that challenge. The whole job is I'm bringing people food, right? I'm taking their food and I'm bringing it to them in exchange for money. I love my job. I make a good amount of money at my job. I deliver to a lot of white people. I deliver to North Texas, Prosper, Frisco. A lot of rich people there. So very, very good. But that doesn't stop the fact that I have to knock on the door, wait at the door for them to open it, and then I have to go, alrighty, here we are with your order, give them like a customer service type shit. It was really challenging at first, I want to say, because holy shit, imagine just right now, imagine just walking up to someone's house and handing them something and that not be awkward. You know what I mean? But over time, I've learned that it's just a brief moment in both of our days. It's not something. Don't fucking. I hate when I have my cats on my lap because they always fuck with my mic. Okay. I don't know what I was saying. I learned that it's just a brief moment in both of our lives. Just a quick flash. Here's your order. I'm gonna go. And they said thank you, and then they go eat it. I suppose it took a lot of time. It took a lot of like deliveries, a lot of experience to kind of get into that natural groove of sociability in my job, because I don't necessarily have full on conversations with with the customers, but there's a good bit of dialogue. I'll use an exchange that I remember. I don't know if it was a couple weeks ago or a month. There was a delivery just outside of our delivery zone, far left, towards like Dallas Parkway. It was not in our zone at all, but it was still a good tip on it, so I went ahead and I took it. I asked my manager about it. He said that there's no store in where like that's zoned for their address, so it automatically just went to us because we're the closest. I get to the door and apparently there was something wrong with the address, but I was like, hey, did you guys have any trouble placing this order? Did you have like what was the issues? And they told me that yes, I guess it was a mistake with our call center. It was a brief, like 5 minute, not 5 minutes. It was a brief, like 2 to 3 minute conversation between me and the homeowner about the ordering process. And at the end, I gave him some advice. I said, hey, if you ever need to order from us again, I suggest doing this, this, and this because it gets to our store directly. It's a lot easier. There's a lot less complications, mainly because our call center, whenever you call Pizza Inn, I don't know if it's other stores as well, but when you call Papa John's, you don't call the actual store. You call the store number and it reroutes to a call center who then takes the order and then that order is sent to us. Or you can hit 5 and go directly to our store and then we can put it in for you. A lot easier because the fucking call center people are morons. I tell them that information. I just tell them, hey, call our store, hit 5, goes right to us. Very good conversation, very like natural. And I realized once it ended, I got back in my car. I got my large tip. I get back in my car and I'm like, oh my god, I low key was kind of flowing through that dialogue. I wasn't stuttering as much. Sure, I had some fuck. I had some stutters I had some stutters in my speech, but I was still able to get through it. I wasn't like I wasn't discouraged. I kept speaking. I kept being confident in the way I spoke and my tone, and I was being helpful. And I was like, hell yeah, man, this is great progress. This is awesome. Because 2, 3 years ago, I couldn't talk for shit. If there was a mistake on my burger, if they put tomatoes on my burger, I would just be so upset. If they put ketchup on my burger, I would just cry and hope I can scrape it off with like a napkin. Because I didn't have any confidence speaking with people, especially when in an assertive kind of situation like that, where I have to be like, "Hey, you guys messed this up. Can I get it like redone?" And that brings me back to like yesterday. I was talking a little bit about the bullshit I was doing with waiting fucking 45 minutes for my McDonald's order. I was like, not only was I talking with the guy at the front, I was speaking with the manager. I spoke with other customers that were walking in with me. I was like, so you guys like also waiting a long ass time? Like, is this not crazy? Like, it was small talk. It was just banter. But I mean, even that it's still a huge leap for me. Because in if I was let's say I'm still nervous. I still have to go in and get my food, right? I wouldn't talk to anyone. I would just have my AirPod in and be like on my phone waiting for someone to walk up so I could speak with them, right? Probably wouldn't even have asked for the managers. Would have asked for my food and left. But I feel like I have a lot more confidence in myself. I have a lot more confidence in my tone. I have a lot more assertiveness in my tone. I feel like I'm a lot more I'm a lot more like a man, if you know what I mean. It's just something you notice once you've been speaking with strangers a lot and like repeatedly for hours at a time every day. I go to the house, I look them in the eye, I go, all right, here's your order, sir. And he goes, all right, cool, thank you, man. I'm like, yes, sir, you enjoy. Something brief like that doesn't have to be extensive. It's just good training of looking someone in the eye and speaking with confidence in your tone. Very good practice. And I've been doing that for like 2.5 years. I want to say I've been working there. You know what I mean? Like I've grown a lot as a person, just in the sense of self, in the sense of I feel like I can carry my own weight. I feel more confident. I feel more prepared. You know, because now I don't feel as awkward when I need to talk to strangers. There's still a feeling of like I don't need to talk to them, so I'm not gonna. But it makes you feel more human. It makes you feel more connected, especially if you're having small talk with these people. You feel a lot more like a tight knit community in that sense. What I'm trying to say here, guys, is that confidence when it comes to talking to strangers, meeting new people, confronting a social challenge like that, it can be worked on. It may not necessarily need to take 2.5 years, but you can still work on your confidence. You can still work on your social like aspects of your life. You can work on that, especially through just exposure, through just being forced into talking to people, being forced into situations where you have to physically walk up to someone's house and hand deliver them something while also maintaining eye contact, somewhat keeping a smile, and speaking with just confidence. Thank you.